Please note that these webinars are being recorded. After the session, you'll be able to access a copy of the presentation and the video through our website. Through this series, we're exploring the latest trends in digital transformation. And most importantly, we're looking at how digitization is really able to overcome some of the biggest challenges that we're facing in our world today. I'm Rose Wesby, Director for Digital Transformation at ABB, and your moderator through this series. In this session, we're joined live by our expert, Luca Cavalli in Bergamo, Italy. He will be sharing with us how to keep reliable electrification. Luca is the head of asset management at ABB Electrification, and as well as being able to provide his many insights, he will also be here to answer your questions live. Please do take advantage of the Q&A function through the WebEx. This will confidentially allow you to send as many questions as you would like directly to us, and we will make time to pose those questions at the end. Near the end, you will also see we will be creating a poll for you to answer. Please do take the time to complete that questionnaire throughout this webinar. With that, it leaves nothing left for me but to hand over to our expert, Luca Cavalli in Bergamo, and we wish that you enjoy this session. Luca, over to you.
Thank you very much, Rose. Good afternoon, and good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Yeah, today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic for electrical system, reliability. Reliability and how digital and ABB Ability can help in managing and optimizing reliability of the equipment. Before going to the details, let me first set the context of what is reliability. It's actually the ability of an equipment, think about an equipment of your electrical system, to perform as required, as designed, and in given conditions. What I mean with conditions can be environmental condition, application, operational condition, as well as maintenance condition. Managing reliability is clearly, especially about electrical system, is clearly linked to the to managing power continuity. At the end means business continuity. So as all the topics that need to be managed need also to be measured. When we talk about measuring reliability, there are different KPIs that we will see today, like health index, probability of failure, remaining useful life, and so forth. All these topics are within a wide subject, typically called asset management, or better asset performance management. We see in the market a strong growth on the asset management solutions in all the markets, and that's thanks to very important growth drivers. Here we can touch very relevant three items like digitalization. You can name it Industry 4.0 or Industrial Internet of Things. So smart sensors, smart equipment, secure and easy connectivity, edge and cloud advanced application, advanced technology like artificial intelligence and so on. All these helps in developing asset management solutions for all the businesses, not just a few niche markets. Data analysis and data collection is not only then a topic important for equipments, but also for all the relevant activities that are typically taken on equipments on assets during their lifetime. This information is typically part of the know-how of experienced workforce that act in the factory, in a site, in a building. And in terms of asset management, to really manage properly reliability, also this information needs to be collected. In this respect, there is also a very relevant trend that we see in different regions, the reduction of this experienced workforce. Think about the baby boomer generation that is going to retire soon. Last but not least, another very relevant growth driver is sustainability, or the strong attention on sustainability in all the businesses. Health, safety, environment are all key topics, and they are strongly linked to reliability. Because when we think about electrical system, reliability, or better, non-reliability, so for instance, a failure, is not just a matter of power loss, unscheduled downtime. It can be very dangerous. Dangerous for people, for the personnel working, operating in the area of electrical systems. So that's actually improving reliability of equipment, so keeping them healthy with, for instance, an asset management solution also is a solution for this strong driver. So helping keeping healthy equipment, therefore healthy people, and then health business. How today this asset management is typically handled in a site, in a plant, in a factory? Setting up a proper maintenance strategy. It can be, for instance, a corrective maintenance, or so-called run-to-failure approach. Well, this approach is not really helping the reliability measurement and management, because I do maintenance only after a failure, so not that useful. It's much better with preventive maintenance. The well-known time-based maintenance is a possible approach where time to time I schedule activities like inspection or maintenance activities that they have a cost for sure, but on the other side, they help in tracking the health condition of the equipment and so the reliability of these equipments. Digital solution and asset management solution helps users to move within the preventive maintenance towards advanced technologies like condition-based and predictive maintenance approaches. In condition-based approaches, smart sensors and smart equipment are providing 24/7 data, which are suitable to track the certain condition of the equipment. So on one end, I have a continuous monitoring of the equipment. On the other end, I can also skip certain inspection, because having sensors doing measurements, obviously, I can also avoid to do it manually time to time. So that's a kind of saving. Moving forward to predictive maintenance, so the solution is made of analytics that, on top of the collected data, plus historical information and statistical data, provides the forecast of what's going to happen in the future. This helps in predicting a failure before it happens, so avoid unscheduled downtime, and on the other hand, also let better plan maintenance only when required, so just right. So double saving, I would say, in the predictive maintenance. An example, so what I mean with saving. Here you see a case of medium voltage installation, so switchgear and breaker, with a time-based maintenance schedule. So every some time I do certain activities like inspection or maintenance activities. That takes an amount of hours. With predictive maintenance, I have the following saving. So first of all, we minimize the risk of unplanned downtime, so we avoid emergency services that are typically quite expensive. Second, it is possible to reduce the frequency of maintenance activities, because I can schedule maintenance when just required. Last but not least, adopting an asset management solution drives field service personnel to just do what is required, so applying maintenance in a more focused way, so having a shorter time in their activities. So summarizing, minimize unplanned downtime, so minimize this risk is for sure a key benefit. Second, optimize maintenance activity, as we just said. In the long term, extend the lifetime of the equipment, because I'm caring much better on their health, condition, and reliability. And last but not least, applying the proper asset management digital solution, I'm also able to enable the so-called remote monitoring, remote access to the information, remote awareness. This opens a lot of scenarios. It's not just an efficiency or optimization of the activities, maybe service activities in different sites, but also a topic of safety, the improvement of safety, because think about field service personnel that are capable of understanding what's going on the certain equipment just remotely, not staying in front of the equipment, so maybe in an hazard area. There are two relevant factors, two main factors why ABB Ability Asset Management Solution are capable of such benefits. The first one is capability to track the most important failure causes. Here you see a statistic from an insurance company, so where actually they track the most relevant failure causes, joints, fault insulation, environmental conditions. So having sensors, smart equipment able to track this information is a very relevant first factor. The second factor is the application on top of these data of proper analytics, so-called predictive analytics. These are obviously complex analytics, but it's not a matter of complexity here. I mean, ABB Ability offers, I mean, the beauty of ABB Ability is offering outputs that are easy to understand as well as actionable. So offering a health dashboard to understand and get the overall status of health condition of equipment, understand which is the asset that I need to care first, so to set prioritization, to set a right date for the next maintenance. So all these information outputs from analytics are the so-called actionable insights, so really easy to use and applicable immediately by any user. Last but not least, the traceability of the service activity is also a very relevant part, because this information is again used by analytics to improve the output and propose next information. An example of analytics can be the following. So think about an equipment that provide with a specific sensor by itself real-time data, plus statistical and static information, environmental condition information, for instance, of the equipment itself that are ingested and digested by the analytics, providing then outputs like, for instance, in this case, which is actually the projection of the health condition in the future, and then explaining and showing which is the perfect next maintenance date to be used and to be considered for this equipment. So that's shows how much is easy to apply. The journey of a facility manager, asset manager, maintenance manager that is handling the equipments in industrial site or building or kind of facility can start from a site view or sites view. Maybe it's a service provider that needs to take care of more sites, so like a kind of helicopter view. Diving then into a site, Ability offer the so-called digital representation or digital twin of the electrical system. It can be a physical representation made of a single line diagram, 2D drawings, 3Ds of the equipment, overlapped with the digital information like health condition and so forth. So let easily browse and explore the installed base in a site or more sites. Diving into an asset then instead shows give the full picture about the equipment. So mixing properly real-time data and predictive data, so calculated data by analytics. So in order to give to, for instance, maintenance engineers or field service a clear picture of the state of the equipment and what needs to be done. It's not just a matter of data, it's also a matter, as we said before, of historical maintenance information, manuals and documents that are very relevant before taking action, for instance, latest events, and so forth. I mean, all information available at fingertips. And last but not least, taking action is another very relevant part of the journey. So setting a maintenance activity, assigning to a field service a service personnel, track it, report it, and that's actually closing the loop 360 degrees of really asset performance management and managing reliability. I mentioned that so the application is easy to use and so it's scalable and easy to deploy. It's not just a matter of the software, the application itself, but also about the business model that support this ease of use. Asset management software is provided as software as a service in a subscription model, which means that a user can tailor the functionalities of the solution based on the site needs or the initial user needs. So no need of taking other functionalities that are not required. So it's possible to tailor very easily. This means that it's possible to start simple and then scale, and leads to a quick return on investment, a full total cost of ownership control. Before opening the discussion, let me show you a short demo about ABB Ability Asset Manager, which is an application coming soon in a portfolio of ABB Ability that is offering all the benefits, providing all the benefits that we just mentioned. Let me switch to my browser. Okay, here you see I'm connected to ABB Ability, and I'm able to see the electrical system of this building where we are streaming today this webinar. I can create a dashboard as I prefer. I can create several dashboards based on my needs and the KPI that I want to show. Here, for instance, I created one where I have the overall view of health condition of the equipment. So which are the equipment that are in good condition or in a poor condition. Maybe I'm an engineer, I want to know the latest events that happen on my site. So to really react, I can configure for every event a notification, SMS notification. I want to stay always up to date. Then, for instance, I can see which are then the assets that are in poor or fair or poor or very poor condition. Or I can check, for instance, what are the service activities that have been completed this year, or the ones that need to be still addressed and tackled, or if there are overdue activities. Then, I mean, I can explore my site in different ways, in hierarchical view, in a visual view, 2D drawings, 3D drawings, from a system connectivity perspective, and also looking at all the equipment. Selecting an equipment, I can deep dive into the details. So having the mix of real-time data and predictive data that is giving me a clear picture of what's going on the equipment. And I can also look for specific data, like, I don't know, current and temperature information to learn more and understand more what's going on. Then I can access all the other information, like latest events, maintenance activities. I can see the system connectivity of this equipment, so where it is connected, what are the documents that are available, or I can upload a document, I can check a manual, and so forth, and all the relevant information for this equipment. And last but not least, I can obviously analyze the data, check the events. I can also plan maintenance, so I can track the activities. I can assign a certain activity to a user. I can check if it's scheduled, and so forth. The scalability of the application is not just in terms of asset management functionality, but also on other functions that may be relevant on the facility, on the industrial site, or on the building, like, for instance, energy management. So I can also add on the same ABB Ability platform also the other functionality like energy monitoring, power forecast, power quality monitoring, and audit, and so forth. Again, with few clicks, just adding the functionality and connecting them to the Ability Marketplace. Good. I think it's now time for questions. Rose, any questions?
Thank you, Luca. And absolutely, we have some questions. But before we get to that, we would like to first ask a couple questions to you, our audience, through a quick poll that should be visible to you from now. We do hope that you take the time to quickly fill that in. But while you do, let's kick it off right away. Luca, a question directly to you. A lot of advantages, it seems, to obtain and install predictive maintenance solutions in industry, but is industry the only application where we can see considerable benefits, such as this increased power continuity and maintenance savings?
Yeah, good question. So the applicability of asset management solution with ABB Ability is on all the businesses. I mean, from buildings to industrial manufacturing facilities like food and beverage, automotive, semiconductor industries, data centers, as well as conventional businesses that were already used maybe to asset management solutions like process industries and large utilities. So nowadays with ABB Ability, asset management is really affordable for all the businesses and can really provide the mentioned benefits to all the businesses.
But how about older businesses, or more importantly, businesses who have facilities that are not brand new, that are not greenfield, but rather facilities that are brownfield, that are old buildings, similar to what we talked about with Amina in the previous session?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there is a variety of sites and facilities. We call it installed base of very different type and age. One might think that greenfield is much easier to address with such new technology because maybe the equipments are already digital. There are already maybe smart sensors. Yeah, that can be true. I mean, that it's easier to apply, but also on the brownfield, on the existing installed base. So I'm talking about aged assets that even might need even more attention in terms of reliability, measuring, and optimization. Can be a target for ABB Ability Asset Manager, because in the asset management solution of ABB Ability, we can provide plug-in smart equipment and smart sensors that can be installed on any equipment, even non-ABB equipment. And as a plug-in, so easy to install, does not require complex retrofit or revamping of the existing installed base. So everything can be really maintained, what we mentioned before, quick return on investment. So really affordable solution. Yeah.
Good to hear. So in the case that we have customers on the line today who are thinking about adopting such a predictive maintenance solution from ABB Ability, how should they get in touch? And is there an opportunity for them to get a bit of support to see what this could do for them?
Absolutely. I mean, I wanted to highlight before the capability or the beauty of ABB Ability solution to be easy of use. I mean, we want to enable do-it-yourself. Nevertheless, I mean, ABB and especially ABB service organization, talk about the installed base and existing site, existing plants that are, so ABB service is globally spread everywhere, so can help in both this digitalization phase, so adoption of an asset management solution, so the installation of a smart sensor and connection to ABB Ability, and can also be used later on in terms of support or consultancy or remote support. Think about support from a service expert, senior expert that ABB has with long knowledge on electrical system and all the equipment. So total flexibility also in this sense. So from a do-it-yourself solution to a complete assisted approach and services that ABB can offer.
Fantastic, Luca. And in the case that they have questions after today and they would like to get in touch, how do you recommend they do that?
Oh, well, so contact obviously your ABB contact. Get in touch obviously with us also to the ABB pages. That's as usual. So sales representatives, service representatives are spread globally. So I mean, it's easy to get there. Obviously, I mentioned before, ABB Marketplace is available to everybody globally. So you can get there, you can subscribe, make a free trial also. And by the way, consider also the offering of ABB in this year, especially for the pandemic situation, where we offer also the free subscription to really play with ABB Ability offering. So plenty of opportunities.
Fantastic. Thank you, Luca. Everyone does like that word free, so that's quite exciting. I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. So thank you, Luca, and thank you very much to our audience for taking the time to join us today. As we end this session, you will be prompted as an audience member to provide a little bit of feedback to us through a very quick questionnaire. We hope you take the time to fill that in. Your opinions on today are really important to us. But with that, I say thank you so much, Luca, for joining us. And thank you so much to our audience members. And we do hope that you have enjoyed this digital dialogue webinar. And we also hope, of course, that you join us for the remainder of our webinars today and also through tomorrow. But until then, do stay safe and well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Talk to you soon.